So Pay by Bank has and is becoming soon becoming a kind of mainstream payment option. When it first launched, there was a real focus on the sheer amount of benefits for merchants, right? Because there are so many, and just to name a few: cost reduction, which we'll always start with, instant settlement of funds, no chargebacks, reduction of fraud. I can go on, right? That constant education to merchant of all of those benefits has helped really drive that forward from them. But now we're starting to really see not just more adoption from consumers, but more education towards the benefits to consumers of Pay by Bank as well. Volt built an orchestration layer of account-to-account payments, and ultimately what does that mean? That means that we always endeavour to have at least 2 connections into each bank. So we give them the option of smart routing through the most optimum connection, so i.e. really maximising their conversion rates. We are now an EMI holder. We received our EMI licenses for UK and across Europe last year, about a year ago now. And that has enabled us to really focus on how we're going to expand and launch a suite of value-added services, which we're already doing through our cash management, through our virtual accounts, through our payouts, and soon through our FX capabilities.
So we've got Pay by Link, we've got the e-commerce checkout flow. So really we are able to capture payments from an omni-channel perspective and match that to how businesses want to receive funds and pay out their funds. We wanted to make it as easy as possible for merchants to be up and running, so we spent a lot of time developing plugins for all the major platforms. We also have the direct integrations from our bespoke platforms, and recently we launched our first mobile SDKs, so we can now do app-to-app flows across iOS and Android.
One of our main focus areas is to become a global real-time payment provider. And there's actually, though many are unaware, there's actually over 80 countries that have got real-time payment schemes at the moment. And the plan that Volt has is to effectively become that global account-to-account provider, one integration, one contract, and get access to wherever there is a stable and strong performing real-time payment system. If we think of cards and a global strategic player wanting to launch all across Europe, wanting to launch in the UK, wanting to launch in Brazil, Australia, and beyond, that is most likely going to need multiple contracts with various acquirers who sort of are strongest in certain markets, and we solve for all of these needs.
Across websites from an e-commerce perspective, you need to be educating the consumer. You need to make them aware of the benefits. How do you do that? We can provide collateral to go across the website. You can feed that in and match it to your own brand, but it starts to bring that awareness to the consumer that method is now available to use. No money will be sent until you have reviewed the payment and you have clicked to confirm and to approve that payment. This is the latest in payment technology. It's as fast as you can get in the modern world, and it's from a perfectly secure environment. So as a consumer, if they are more aware of the payment method and we're educating them, and as soon as people start to use it more, which they are doing, we're seeing the adoption rates grow month on month.
Effectively, in its real simplest of forms, it advances and evolves account-to-account payments from being push payments that customers need to initiate to pull payments that merchants can initiate, right? And it enables recurring payment functionality. Let's say you're ordering your online groceries, which you normally do a pre-auth for. The reason why you do a pre-auth is because you might get substitution, but you can set up a variable recurring payment for Sainsbury's. You set up all of your parameters and limits. It gives a lot of control back to the consumer, which they can manage entirely in their banking app. And therefore, we know that adoption of VRPs across consumers is going to be mammoth.